see him take a step forward, and hopefully he does, because the Pirates need the bats to be better. So,
well, the last starter that was starting for the team last year, Colin Moran, they're basically saying like Moran is what Moran is, 1.3 WAR. You know, he's a 100 weighted run created plus, literally the average hitter, 13 home runs. I don't know. I feel that the thing I've said about Moran all along is like he has this high floor. Like he's going to be an average hitter. Like we know he can hit. He's not going to be a bust. I don't see bust on him. But the ceiling also is so low. You know, and I just don't see him being the one that's going to reach that. I'm with this, you know.
Yeah, they
I think Moran's serviceable. Like, he's not going to hurt your team in that aspect, but he's not going to help your team.
I think, you know, they only had one season to go off with Moran, basically, and they basically pegged him as the same hitter. I mean, you know, average, league average, 736 OPS. You know, what do you have last year? 747. The slugging percentage is exactly the same, 407. He had 11 home runs. They're saying he's going to have 13. Yeah, I mean, it's just, he's league average. Okay, next.
All right.
You know?
This is the one that I'm really intrigued in, Ryan. Right? He's been out of baseball for so long. What is Steamer saying about Jung Ho Kang?
Yeah. Second highest WRC plus on the team.
Nice, 117. So just right behind Josh Bell.
The slugging percentage is back, 458.
Yep. Almost OPS of 800. 10 home runs and 222 at-bats.
That's encouraging.
Yeah, but again, it's projections.
I mean, it's projections, right? Not only 10 home runs, but the slugging percentage.
I would take that.
Well, they have him
that is worth $3 million right there.
They have him at 10 home runs, but it's only for like a half season. They have him at 61 games, 251 plate appearances. So they're basically saying a full year. I mean, that's not even a full year. That's probably, they're saying over 20 home runs.
Well, we know he's going to platoon a little bit. I mean, like we said, he's going to platoon at least the first part, like the first month. But if he takes off with it like his rookie year, right, like he could have at-bats. I mean, I could see, I think like the ceiling for him is probably like 140. Not even that. I think the ceiling would be like 130 games for him. Because like he just runs away and takes this. But it's going to start off slow. And then, of course, he's going to need his breathers, you know, throughout the season. So like I think his ultimate cap ceiling is 130 games played.
Yeah.
So I think that's about half of like what his season would be next year at peak, you know?
Yep, I'm with you. Do you want to talk about any of the bench kind of? We talked about Pablo Reyes, Diaz.
Gonzalez, we already talked about. Reyes, we already talked about. I mean, not really.
Kramer and Newman. I mean,
and nothing stands out. I mean, actually, I'll say this: they're giving Newman 1.1 WAR.
I was going to say Newman's definitely got better hitting numbers than what he had last year, which I think anybody would have. I think he just
can you
down.
Get worse?
Yeah, I think he just
him and
down.
Kramer.
But they're projecting him for basically a full season of at bats. Kramer not so much. Which at this point, DiNardo, at this point in the offseason, I think Kramer is more of a sure bet to make the team than and to start than Newman is.
Potentially, yeah. I could see Newman starting off in AAA. But you know what's weird? So this is what I talk about roster crunch, like why Max Moroff, all this makes sense stuff, because Cole Tucker's going to AAA next year, right? He's got to start off in Indy. I mean, he's played the whole season in AA. He's progressing. You know, we are seeing the Arizona Fall League. He's having good. Like, he's got to go in AAA, right? So if he's in AAA and Newman's in AAA, like, which one's playing second? I would assume Newman. I guess Newman's value is like being. I mean, the way it's going, if we go out and get a shortstop this year, Cole Tucker is just a year or so away. Cole Tucker is the shortstop. So where's Newman's value later in like down the road? It's to be the backup middle infielder, you know? So I would say he's playing second base. And of course, if he's playing second base, then where's Kramer playing if Max Moroff on the team? You know, all this stuff. So
Kramer's going to be in the majors. That's where he's going to be.
I don't know. I would hope not, but we'll see. Maybe he's involved with the trade. Segura for Kramer, straight up. Who says no first?
I'm in the boat. I like Kramer, and I would be fine with him at second but you have to have somebody else at shortstop. You can't roll with.
It can't be Gonzalez and Kramer.
Right.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right, so we'll cap it. That's it for the batters. Let's go to the hitters. I'm an idiot. Let's go to the pitchers.
There you go.
I don't care about the game like you.
So we'll start off. Who leads in WAR, Ryan? Who's the best pitcher on the Pirates team next year?
I haven't even looked at this, but I'm going to guess Ty.
Nope. Chris Archer.
There we go.
He's back. He comes over to the NL. He pitches his 191 innings pitched, 3.64 ERA, 12 wins because wins matter. Not this year, Ryan. Hold on. Let's get the claps going. DeGrom is your Cy Young. Finally, the sports writers are starting to get it right. Wins don't mean shit. Anyway, so what I'm going to say is, he does lead it at the 3.8 WAR, but I think this speaks not as much as Chris Archer's back, but the projections weren't as kind to Tyone. They're saying Tyone's going to have a 3.3 WAR. I mean, he's still right behind there, but in his 190 innings pitch, he's having a 3.9 ERA. Ew. I mean, Ryan, we're talking about this team's got to add to their strength. Their strength's pitching. The number 1 and number 2 guys are 3.6 and a 3.6 and a 3.9. That's not good.
No.
That's not a strength.
No. I like this Archer projection. It's encouraging.
Do you? Do you think he can outperform it?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has the talent too.
Are you looking so I know you say you like it because obviously what he did last year and the trajectory he's been going. So I know you like it in that sense that the ERA finally speaks, right? The ERA is finally there. But I would put it this way. If he has 191 innings and pitches at a 3.64 ERA, are you slightly disappointed in that?
I mean, almost basically a 4 WAR pitcher. Probably not, especially coming off of what we saw last year. And even his numbers.
Now, mind you, the WAR is based on
trending.
FIP, though. And they're giving him a 3.45 FIP and saying that he's going to do what he always does. And, his FIP's going to outperform what he actually does, which is
right. But they
weird.
don't have it outperforming it by much. I mean, 3.45 FIP to a 3.64 ERA. I just don't want to. I mean, if he's a high, if he's in the 4 ERA.
Well, I'll put it this way: they're giving Tyone a 3.64 FIP, and he's at a 3.3 WAR.
Yeah, which is kind of. I don't like Tyone's projection. I don't agree with it too much.
Okay, so you'll say if Archer gives you those numbers, you're cool with it. You're not really disappointed.
Yes. No, I'm fine with that.
That's about right.
I'm fine with that, but I'm also looking for Tyon to be just as good, if not better. Things like that. Looking for other pitchers to kind of to step up. But I mean, another thing with projections. I mean, Archer, started adding a different, another pitch, and that's things that isn't in the projections. I mean, that's just stuff that, Tyon started using, started throwing his slider more, and it's things like that that don't show up into the projections and everything. So
absolutely,
they're just going off of the numbers from the past couple of years.
So I think it's safe to say that we're definitely down on Tyon. I mean, a 3.9. I would say, so how we said about Archer, if you'd be disappointed. If Tyon comes out next year and has a 190 innings pitch and a 3.9 ERA, I'm disappointed. I mean, I'm looking Tyon made that move. He made that next step this year. He's shown why he was a top pick in the draft, why it was Cole and Tyon in this system. I'm looking for more or less about the same this year. I want to see Tyon to be that workhorse. You're not going to see many pitchers over 200 innings, anymore. So, I'm fine with if it's between 170 to 190. I'm okay with that, just as long as they're good innings. So I'm expecting about the innings pitched, but I want to see him more like a 3.3 ERA. I mean, hell, I hope it's lower, but to me, it's if it's not below a 3.5, I think I'm disappointed in Tyone's season next year.
Yeah, and I would be too. Absolutely.
All right.
Next,
Joe Musgrove, 2.1 WAR, 140 innings pitched, 4.03 ERA.
Yeah, I don't know. He's another one, young. You're hoping he takes a step forward. Encouraging, year from where he started. He was, injured, got a late start to the season. Peripherals were good. Didn't walk many. Didn't give up too many hits. Didn't, have a home run problem. Struck out, 8 per 9 basically. I'm hoping they basically put the steamer projections right on, with his numbers from last year. I'm hoping to see a little more from him. Age 26 season, like Josh Bell, take another step forward. And that's what they're going to need. So, projections are going to go pretty much to the same. It looks like, hopefully Musgrove's better than this.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So I hope he takes that next step. Part of me looks and says, I'd rather see him in the mid threes, probably the back end of the mid threes likely, but that's where I think he can get to. Because you saw a lot of good out of him last year, and there was some bad luck in some starts, but with that being said, like, you did see some starts where there was some more left to be desired. So right. I would hope, I want to see it, but if he ended this, I would probably feel like, I want it better, but I could definitely see this happening. Like with Tyon, when I see the 3-9, I'm like, no, this ain't good. Like, this is the straight disappointment. With Musgrove, I'm like, I really wish we could have got better, but I'm not shocked that he ended with a 4.03. So, it is what it is. Nova's next, 4.59 ERA and 169 nice innings.
Innings.
I think, honestly, and everyone's going to hate me for saying this, and I'm sure you agree, but Nova's a better pitcher than this. I'm sorry. Like, I don't hate Nova. I still do not hate Nova. Now that this team has this bullpen, maybe they're going to use it a little bit better.Maybe they build upon it, and that's what's really going to help Nova out. Nova, I think, can easily be a 4. Like, if we said the numbers about Musgrove, 140. I mean, if they were like 170 innings, 4.03 ERA, I think that's where Nova can be at. Easily.
It's weird, too, because we talked about these projections being like a 2-3 year, basically regression to the mean. This would be Nova's worst year with the Pirates. I mean, he's never had an ERA above, his one this year was 4.19. I don't see that. Now, like, projecting, he's 169 innings. I don't want to see Nova pitch that many innings. Not saying I don't want him to get injured. It's just saying I don't want to see him through the third time in the lineup too many times. And we've talked about that.
Absolutely. So I think the Pirates can use him and set him up in better situations.
Yeah, pitch him 4 or 5 innings, get him a couple times through the order, and then get him out of there. You have other arms.
Or have an opener for his starts. Oh, my God.
Or that. But I think that would help his overall ERA. And you pitch to his strength. You help, you and that's what Hurdle and the manager and the team needs to do, that I think would benefit the team and Nova. So, no, this projection stinks. 4.5.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is we've mentioned 4 pitchers, and now you're sitting here like, I mean, where's the strength? The numbers aren't that great. And we haven't even spoke on the guy who led in the ERA this year. So Trevor Williams, like we said last week, I mean, he rounds out the rotation with 1 WAR, 136 innings pitched, 4.72 ERA. And we're adding like almost 2 runs to his ERA.
How about this? And look, the peripherals, I get it. He struck out 6.6 last year, so I could see a regression, to 4, a little over 4, kind of like where Musgrove's at, but a projection of 4.72.
And what's weird is, you want to say like, okay, well, obviously ERA can be wonky. Like, you can have good defense behind you, bad defense. That's why a lot of people like to use FIP, and that's where FanGraphs basically based their war on is FIP, right? Ryan, his FIP for the past 2 years is a 4.03, a 3.86, and then they're saying, oh, he's going to go to a 4.52. Like, it's going to be way worse. I don't care that he's had 320 innings pitched in his career and he's done these numbers. Like, no, he's just going to be a bad pitcher all around. FIP's 4.52. He's going to have a 4.72 ERA. No, he's not good. I don't know. Like I said this time and time again, you have it too. We've agreed upon it. Like, this guy's not going to be a 3.11 ERA, but I think he can easily be in the high 3s, and that's perfectly fine when you have Archer and Tyon and Musgrove and, now Trevor Williams. So I just think, like, he can easily outperform this.
Yeah, this is going to be, this is about right for Williams. Williams is going to have to.
And so you can give me spin rates, Tim,
defying the
but
odds
the stats say otherwise.
Critics and everything that say, look, we saw the tweets coming into 2018 about, oh, Williams is terrible. You guys will see. The guy doesn't strike anybody out. He's terrible.
Right.
Even when he was doing well, it was, well, he's going to regress. That's coming. Like, no, obviously he's going to regress. He regressed a little bit, and then he killed it again towards the end of the second half was unbelievable.